Hi everyone, Mark just back here in the studio. Today we'll be doing another comparison video between the two of the newest signature sneakers from Nike and from Adidas. This is the Dawn Issue 1 and this is the Zoom Freak ones. And before we start, I would just like to remind you guys that if you haven't subscribed yet and watched my other videos, I'm having several raffles there and some giveaways. Hopefully you can join. And another thing is I'm selling some of my used sneakers that are still very fresh. I just test them out and played with them every once in a while. They are all in very good conditions, so check them out over at my carousel. I'll put the link in the description down below and hopefully you can get a pair for you. So now let's get on to the comparison between the Dawn Issue 1 and the Freak ones. Let's start off with the materials of the uppers of these two sneakers. Of course, the Dawn Issue 1 has a textile mesh upper all throughout the sneaker, while the Zoom Freak 1 has fused mesh upper. If you want to watch the full performance review of each of these, I'll be putting up the link up here. So I'll just be discussing the performance of each. As for the upper of the Zoom Freak ones, it is very durable. The fused mesh is very durable. It's very light, very breathable. It doesn't stretch that much. Lateral support, even medially, you're very much supported, especially in the forefoot area. And when you move back to the back part of the sneaker, it is also fused mesh with some foam back mesh that is heavily padded around the heel part of the sneaker. In the ankle, it's very well padded. Heel lockdown is amazing on the Freak ones. It's very comfortable sneaker. It's very easy to put your foot in. It has a traditional tongue lacing system, which you can easily customize and adjust to your liking. It's a little bit narrow, especially on the height of the material, so wide footers, watch out for that. It's a pretty narrow shoe, especially in the forefoot area. And speaking of the forefoot area, there are wings here, like what I would call skeleton wings, that are very effective. So once you tighten the laces, especially in the first and second lace loops, really lock down to the footbed, your foot won't really move inside the sneaker. And I think this is one of the best lockdown since the Kyrie 5s. The lockdown on that is also amazing, very similar to this. But what is nice about the Freak ones, it's very durable. This is more breathable and it's easier to put your foot in, but the lockdown is pretty much the same. It's amazing, one of the best lockdowns for this year. Moving on to the heel, as what I've said earlier, there's a lot of ankle pillows around your ankle and the heel. Heel containment is awesome too because of this swoosh design that also acts as heel containment, and medially there's also one like that supports your heel. Heel slippage is absent in this. You won't feel any slipping. Your foot is very well contained. So lockdown and heel containment and ankle protection or ankle support is very nice, very good in the Freak ones. Comparing it to the Dawn Issue 1, it's a textile mesh, very similar to the Freak ones. It's a little bit tight around the forefoot area, but it is wider, so I think it's more wide foot friendly compared to the Zoom Freak ones. When you're going in the midfoot part of the lateral area, there's also wing-like structure here that's a fused material. Pulls down your foot into the footbed, so forefoot containment is also very nice in the Dawn Issue 1. I think I will give it a tie for forefoot containment. The two sneakers also have a very nice detail around the lateral area near the midfoot, where the traction goes up here for the Freak ones, while the Dawn Issue 1's cushion goes up. It also gives you lateral support similar to the TPU plastic here in the Freak ones that also gives you amazing lateral support. Moving to the back part of the Dawn Issue 1, there's a lot of Achilles pillows and ankle pillows for the Dawn Issue 1, lower compared to the Zoom Freak ones. At first, when I tried the Dawn Issue 1, heel lockdown wasn't that good, but after several adjustments here in the lace holes, I was able to get my sweet spot for the lockdown of the heel. And there's also an internal heel counter on the Dawn Issue 1, similar to the Freak 1. So heel containment and ankle protection on the Dawn Issue 1 is also good, even though it's a really low cut sneaker. I will say ankle protection wise, heel support, it really depends on your preference. If you want it to be really low, of course Dawn Issue 1, and if you want it to be a mid-low, the Zoom Freak ones. The Zoom Freak ones gives you a little more ankle protection. And as for heel containment, I would also give a slight advantage to the Zoom Freak ones because I didn't need to adjust it that much. You're good to go right off the bat. While the Dawn Issue 1, I have to find the sweet spot where I have to tighten it. Then after that, that's when I fix my heel slippage issue. Now let's move on to the midfoot or cushion part of the sneaker. For the Zoom Freak ones, full-length injected Phylon. Then on the heel, there's a double stack zoom unit, while in the Dawn Issue 1 is a full-length bounce. It's very plush. Both injected Phylon and bounce are very plush. Impact protection on both sneakers on the forefoot are pretty much the same, but I felt a little more bounce on the Dawn Issue 1 in the forefoot area. The impact protection on the heel part is pretty much the same, but the Dawn Issue 1 needs a little bit more break-in time compared to the injected Phylon found in the Frequence. The double stack heel zoom unit, I don't feel it that much because I'm not that big of a heel striker, so I don't feel the bounce around the heel part. Impact protection is pretty good on the Frequence. Overall cushion setup, I will give it to Dawn Issue 1 for a slight advantage because I felt more bounciness in the forefoot area compared to the Frequence. So what's nice about the cushion shape of the Dawn Issue 1 is it's really wide, especially in the forefoot area. It gives you more lateral stability. And as for the heel, it also goes up and cups your foot very well around the heel and also in the forefoot. The Frequence also does that, but not as gnarly as how the Dawn Issue 1 cradles your foot. The only downside on the cushion of the Dawn Issue 1, because it's a full-length bounce, bounce material is a little bit heavier compared to the injected Phylon. So if you're very sensitive to weight, you have to watch out for the Dawn Issue 1. Now, moving on to the traction of both sneakers. The rubber compound on both are very hard, but I feel like the rubber compound in the Dawn Issue 1 is a little bit harder. As for dust pickup, on the Dawn Issue 1, dust might get stuck on the pattern of the Dawn Issue 1, but I didn't experience it yet. So far so good. Action is amazing. On a very clean court and a semi-dusty court, they're still very good. Just a little wiping every now and then you're good to go. The Frequence traction pattern is also good, but I'm having some issues on the translucent part. Every now and then I get a little slip on those areas, but on the white part of the traction, no problems there whatsoever. It's pretty good. It's not too awesome, and the bite is not as gnarly as the ones that I'm experiencing in Dawn Issue 1. The squeakiness on the Dawn Issue 1 is far louder compared to the Frequence. As for court feel and responsiveness, both are pretty equal. Very nice court feel. Not just nice, I mean, both have very amazing court feel, and the responsiveness on these two sneakers are also amazing. They're very low to the ground, and they both have very responsive cushion, so I'll give that a tie on that. Sizing wise, the Frequence, if you're a regular footer, go true to your size, while the Dawn Issue 1, go half a size down for regular footers. And both sneakers are a little bit narrow in the forefoot, so watch out for wide footers. Maybe half size up or go a full size up depending on the shape of your foot. And the damage for these sneakers, this is 6,295. Dawn is 5,500 pesos. It's $100. This is 110. So it really boils down to their preference. If you are a weight sensitive player and you want a very light sneaker that you won't feel it under your foot, go with the Frequence because there's a little bit more weight on the Issue 1. The advantages on the Dawn Issue 1 is it's very wide in the forefoot, very stable, and if you're a shooter who likes to plant your foot really quick, Dawn Issue 1 is better compared to the stability of the Frequence. And if you want to feel a little bit more bounce in your forefoot, I would still recommend the Issue 1s compared to the Frequence. Impact protection on both sneakers are pretty much the same. Lockdown, both are amazing. Breathability, I will give a slight advantage over at the Frequence. The upper materials of the Frequence are a little bit thinner compared to the upper of the Issue 1s. For traction wise, I would go with the Dawn Issue 1. For me, as for my style of play, which sneaker would I choose? I would go with the Dawn Issue 1 because mainly of the stability, the traction, and there's a little bit more bounce in the forefoot compared to the Frequence. Alright, so that's it for today. So I hope I helped you guys out in choosing between the Frequence and the Issue 1s. And if you have any more questions, hit me a comment down below. This has been Marcius once again. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!